I work for a charity. That involves me travelling all over the country. I do it full time, from Land's End up to the Midlands and across to Portsmouth. I talk to people in groups or one-to-one and give presentations.
So I am a broadcast journalist. I do a radio show with a mainstream radio station. It's actually quite fun. I enjoy doing it. I get to meet people, talk to them, explore their lives, and learn a lot more than I want to learn about people sometimes. So it's part-time, and it's perfect for me.
So I'm a research manager in the civil service, so it's pretty much office-based, desk-based, but I do have to travel quite a bit, so to different offices and things like that. But luckily my main office is near where I live, so I usually walk there every day.
I like a lot of architecture, so I would go to stately homes and walk around streets that I've never seen before, hopefully, and play a bit of badminton.
I love watching Judge Judy. She just makes me laugh. I love spending time with my friends and family. I like people, so I like to be around people. And I love to read. I love to research. I'll sit down and research quirky things and just think, oh wow, look at that. So I'm the person that you'll meet who knows all these little fun facts. Like, for example, it's International Lego Day today. So I did that by just reading up about Lego. And I do a lot of things that keep me occupied. I love music. I just sit down and listen to music.
Loads of stuff. I'm pretty outdoorsy, so I really like cycling. I love snowboarding, just any kind of outdoor activities. I do loads of swimming in the summer and water sports and stuff like that. Other than that, I've recently become obsessed with DIY. So I built my own kitchen quite recently, which was fun. And just usual stuff like hanging out with friends, going out for coffee and lunch and things like that.
For work, the biggest addiction was because I have to have some kit with me. I had to find out how to get the kit from the car to where I was working, and that proved difficult. So one of the main things I did was I bought a rucksack that was on wheels, so that rather than carrying things I can actually pull it along. And I also thought on the days that I've got extra lots of stuff, I have a trolley on 4 wheels that I can push it. Things like I have to park as close as I can, and it has to be level access, as hopefully. I do, when I go to places like National Trust, I do research to make sure that there aren't too many stairs, because I'm not good with stairs. So we can walk, I can walk on the flat quite well, but inclines and stairs are not good. So we have to make sure that there's access to places and things aren't too uneven. So a little bit of research, a little bit of looking into it, dealing with people that I work with, so making sure that there's somewhere I can park close by. All these things that I have to plan to make sure that I get it right.
I've had to make a lot of adaptations. So for example, spending time with my loved ones. I have godchildren, I have people I like to see. I do not know what their pain level is, but I know they are not as pained as I am sometimes. And I've had to learn to say to people, I can't actually go to that venue to meet you. I have nowhere to park. If I do park, I'm going to have to walk a long way, and that doesn't work for me. I cannot go for dinner and then go to town with you for a drink or anything like that. It doesn't work for me. We can have dinner, or sometimes when I'm not very well and I've made plans with people to go out, I'll phone them up and I'll say to them, I don't feel very well today. Do you want to come round? Little things like that. I've had to adapt a lot of things. How I do things in my house, like emptying a dishwasher, that kind of stuff, you know. And I've had to learn to look at dust and dirt and untidy places and think, you can't manage that today, or you can only do 1 of 3 things today. Don't overdo it.
Yeah, I've made quite a few changes with kind of physical activities, which is probably personally was one of the hardest things that I had to manage. So I really enjoy doing exercise. I love it. And I kind of only enjoyed doing really intense exercise. So I had this feeling like if I wasn't sweating or if it didn't hurt, then kind of what was the point? But now, like, if I'm going to go for a bike ride, say, maybe before I would have thought I'm going to cycle 60 miles today or whatever it is. And now I've come to accept that actually, instead of doing that and being in pain or not going at all, maybe I can do somewhere in the middle. So do like 20 miles or 30 miles, or go a little bit slower maybe, or use a different bike, which I do sometimes. So yeah, I've made those adjustments. So I don't drive, so I'm basically always on public transport or walking, especially if I need to go shopping and stuff like that. So I recently decided that I was going to go for it and order a granny trolley. So it's still not been delivered yet, but it's on the way. And I just thought, I was shopping the other day and I thought it's only a 10-minute walk, but it hurts. And what's the point in being in pain for those 10 minutes when I can just get a granny trolley and kind of take my time and buy as much stuff as I want? Yeah, I definitely think you can.
Yes, I'm certainly living well with pain.
Oh yes, you can certainly live well with pain. Planning and thought goes into a lot of it. You make sure that you don't overstep your boundaries, or you don't push yourself too much. We all like to, but I lead a full life. There isn't very much that I can't do.
I have learned now how to enjoy life. I've got myself a great big toolbox that I dip into every now and then when I need to, and it allows me to live through some of the most painful moments I have. I still live with pain, but I've learned to live a very balanced life. I've learned to not to be so hard on myself, and I am having a great time.
It probably, for me personally anyway, took me a little bit of time to kind of come to terms with being young and kind of feeling like I still can do all this stuff, but then also being in pain at the same time. And I was a little bit reluctant to change things, I guess. But now that I have, so now that I've learned that, you know, I can go and do a short bike ride instead of having to go out all day, you know, I've accepted that now, and that's normal for me now. So yeah, I definitely can live with pain. And honestly, there's actually nothing I can't do. So I might not be able to do it for as long, but I can still pretty much do everything that I want to do.